It's been a while since I've come to you with a Geek Gamers update, and I wanted to take this opportunity to give you four pieces of information about upcoming videos. Well, actually, three pieces of information about upcoming videos, and one piece of information about a video that's not going to be upcoming. The first point is that I did a video a little while ago on settings, creating settings for solo RPGs, and you can see the link to that up there as well as down below. And at the time I did that, it was just to demonstrate my idea and concept that it is often very useful to start by creating a setting and a situation, even if you don't know what rules you're going to use. I did that without thinking I was going to put that into any setting. It was just a demonstration for the channel, but it stuck with me, and I decided that there is a setting indeed, or a rule set, I should say, that is going to be perfect for what I created, and that is Ironsworn, and specifically with the Ironsworn Delve rules. So the first part of the update is that if you followed that video on the settings, creating settings, and were interested in the party of people along the coastline who discovered an ensorcelled fishing rod repeatedly trying to get fish, and a parchment of a spell floating in the air, and a rocky coast at the end of which was a magical academy. If you were interested in that development at all, I'm here to say that an upcoming video, and probably maybe even the next video on the channel, is going to be playing that, and playing that in the Ironsworn, not necessarily the Ironsworn world, because what I've created isn't necessarily in Ironsworn, because as I said, I was just creating it out of nothing with no rule set, but using Ironsworn mechanics and a lot of stuff from Ironsworn. So that's definitely going to be coming up. As I said, it may or may not be next, possibly will be next. Also coming up on the channel is going to be a discussion and probably demo of Seekers Beyond the Shroud, which is by the same designer as did Disciples of Bone and Shadow, which I did do on the channel, and you can see that link here and down below. I'm really excited about that system and the development of that system, and I've seen a PDF of it so far that's quite lengthy, and as you know, I don't really work with PDFs on the channel because I don't think I'm already pretty limited in the visual appeal, so to add a PDF to it is not really something I want to do. So I'm waiting on the physical copy of that, but that I'm going to be bringing you that discussion and demo of a great solo design system that really feels like a sandbox with many different options. Third, I have my friend Solo McLaughlin over at Flying Solo Games to thank for telling me about 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, which it seems, I guess, I'm the only person on the planet who had not heard of. And she suggested it might be a good fit for me and possibly the channel, and indeed she was right. As soon as I looked into it, I could see that. So I will be bringing you that. Once I get that into the Geek Gamers office, I'm going to be bringing you a discussion or development or playthrough or playing or something of that. And what I'm not going to be bringing you, unfortunately, is the second video in the 4 Against Mars series. I was filming and editing during some bad weather, and we had some internet issues. I'm not really sure what happened, but I ended up with a partially corrupted file, or segments of the file became corrupted, and I just tried to spend some time putting it together to make sense and decided that it just really didn't make that much sense. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be bringing you that. And I just realized there was one more thing I wanted to mention. I also plan a video on this, Dungeon Plungin'. I have had this for a while, and I've played a little bit around it, I'll say. I haven't really gone through a whole thing, but it's been pretty enjoyable. So I'm going to be bringing you a treatment of this in some manner. This is version 3.8.8. I don't know. It says 2007, 2012. I'm not sure if it's the most recent one. I don't know what is all else available for this. I think there is something. I had this printed and bound a while ago. I think that this also contains maybe some further things. I'm not really sure. In any case, I'm going to be bringing you Dungeon Plungin' at some point as well. And I guess the last thing I want to say is just a big thanks to all of you who have been watching, and I guess maybe even spreading the news about the channel, because I've gotten a lot of interest in the channel, some new subscribers, and I appreciate all of that. I would absolutely love to hear from viewers about what they want to see on the channel, what they're not interested in seeing on the channel. I can get some sense of that when I look at the overall analytics of what's viewed and shared, but I would love to hear directly from you on that. I have a lot of different interests, and I would like the channel to be flexible, of course, but I really want to know the thoughts of people, suggestions. I love getting email suggestions from people about things to cover and or just things to read for my own knowledge. So that is the update. It's been a while. I guess the other thing you can tell me is whether these updates are anything that anybody's interested in or not. It's been a really long time since I've done an update, partially because I don't necessarily plan so far in advance as to what is going to be coming up on the channel, and I don't like to promise things that don't happen, hence the 4 Against Mars thing. I don't like to promise things and say I'm going to do things and then not have them happen. So I try to be super cautious, and I'm like really, really, really sure, at least at this moment, that all of the things I talked about in this update are actually going to happen. But that's another reason why I don't do a ton of updates, because as we know, life happens and things change. So thank you to everyone for watching, and I really appreciate it. And a final bonus for those of you that stuck around to the very end of this video, I want to do a little pre-announcement of the fact that Geek Gamers is working on a physical written product that is going to be offered for sale at some point in the future. So stick around for that. It's going to be solo RPG based. That's kind of all I'll say about it at the moment. And we're also moving to a new space where we're going to have our own very small Geek Gamers office dedicated to bringing you more videos and more discussion about solo RPGs and board games. Thanks.